Hey, it's John Estes with Cornerstone Home Lending. Today we're going to kind of talk about something basic, and it's the 7 steps for buying a home. So I want to kind of walk you through the process. So when you go through it, you're going to be aware of what to expect next. Makes it a little less scary when you know what's coming. So we're going to start first with the pre-qualification. So pre-qualification essentially is what we're doing is you're going to go onto the website, or we can do it over the phone if you don't want to be on the website. But we need to get a loan application completed and to run your credit report. So that's going to give us the basic information as far as, what your employment history is, what your housing history is, what your credit scores look like, and make sure that everything looks good from a big picture. We're also going to want to go ahead and get most of your documentation at this time. Just because you put it on the application doesn't mean from a mortgage perspective, as far as our compliance goes, that's how we look at it. Prime example is income. If you're self-employed, we're probably taking a different number for income than the actual amount that you bring home. So it's important to get that taken care of first with your pre-qualification. So once the pre-qualification is done, you can start looking for houses, but there's something more important that we want to do first, and this is just an initial mortgage consultation. What I really want to do at this point is kind of go through different loan options for you, show you what the payments are, show you what the cost, show you some different rates, some different loan terms. I really want to make this so you're coming from an informed perspective, so you know basically what's the best option for you. So I can give you pros and cons of different options, but what's important is for you to understand and make that choice based off of your goals, which could potentially save you tens of thousands of dollars, and you're going to be a lot more comfortable because you know you're picking the best deal for you. All right, so pre-qualification and the initial mortgage consultation is done. So now it's time, the fun part. This is the part you see on HGTV. You're gonna go look at 3 houses and you're gonna buy one and everyone's happy. Doesn't really work like that, but you do get to go look at houses. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of almost an extra or new hobby for you. Somewhat addictive, somewhat you could say, but it's a pretty cool process because you're out there with your agent. What's really important though is that you use a local agent that understands the neighborhoods that you're interested in. And if you don't have a good agent you're working with yet, let me know and I'm happy to refer some of the best in the area. Okay, so bam, you get under contract and your head's spinning, you're so excited, you gotta order an inspection and what do I do next? The first thing is send me a copy of the contract. That is very important. I need the signed contract because what we're gonna do now at that point is we get to actually lock your rate in. So the market can fluctuate until you're actually under contract, but once we lock that rate in, you're set. Unless some of the parameters on the loan changes, you're gonna be set on that mortgage rate so you don't have to worry about rates going up after that fact. And at this point, we're gonna start the processing. So the processing is essentially we're taking all that documentation you have, we're gonna order your appraisal, we're gonna order your title work, we're gonna get all your loan information together so we can get it over to underwriting. All right, so underwriting is essentially we've taken all the information, your credit profile, the appraisal, the title work, your insurance, and we're getting everything together so our underwriter can review it and just do the final approval, just to make sure everything looks good. So it's an important step, but it's something that's gonna happen once we get everything together. There might be a few more things the underwriter asks for, so maybe like a clarification on something or another document just showing something, but normally at this point, there's not gonna be much left. So underwriting is kind of the final approval for you, and that way we're pretty much done with the loan. And so now we're gonna be moving on to the next step, which is your closing disclosure. So no less than 3 days before closing, we're gonna send you the initial closing disclosure, and what that's gonna have is a kind of a recap breakdown of everything we have. Your rate that's been locked in, your payments that we've discussed. We're gonna get the actual insurance and taxes updated on this, and all the fees and anything else and credits that are associated with the loan. So when you get the initial closing disclosure, you wanna make sure you review it and with your agent, and then contact me with any questions. You have to sign that at least 3 days prior to closing in order to close on time. Which leads us to the best step, number 7. Everyone loves lucky number 7, closing day. And this is the most fun part because you're done with all the stuff with the house, you're done with all the stuff with the mortgage, and we're gonna meet the title company. I'm gonna bring you a closing gift. I'll be cracking all my closing jokes. It's a fun time because you're signing the documentation and your next step is to move into the house. So if you're looking to get pre-approved and ready to buy a house, contact me for more information.